Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Court of Swords. I combined the word sword with the number, and that's 87. That's the episode that we're on. I'm a little tired because I was playing Path of Exile till 3 a.m., so same story, different day, right? That's my life now. I just, play Path of Exile off stream. It's bad. When I stream the game, there was an end in sight. When I don't stream the game, I just sit there.
Right, because you schedule and you're like, I'm gonna play for 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever. But yep. All right, I feel you.
So 2 nights in a row, 3 a.m. Aaron's not home for the next 9 days. It's been enlightening.
Don't say anything positive.
Yeah, enlightening can go both ways. It can be a negative enlightenment or a positive enlightenment.
Enlightening.
It's been an experience.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah. Max will be joining us soon. He got caught up in the restroom, apparently, according to him. So we'll just tell an embarrassing story about Max, and then I'll laugh.
He is
there
gassy.
A bear trap in there, or yeah? Is he gonna be okay?
The GassyMexican household is weird. It's also Chicago, so one of those things probably made it a little bit awkward.
He made it there in time because he had danger sense.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, his danger sense went off, and he ran to the restroom without a doubt.
Like, oh, danger sense, Adam. Ah, gotta go.
Yeah,
I don't need to know about that. Don't tell me. I'm not the dungeon master of your life. Nobody pays me enough for that shit.
Yeah,
no, just you can poop on your own, Zeke. You don't need me to help you. I believe
so
you.
no more. So you're saying I should stop calling you late at night?
Yes. Stop it. I regret ever giving you my number.
I gotta roll some
Snapchat or.
Good Lord.
I got a really bad turtle head tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, everybody just leave me alone. Just stop altogether. Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Good Lord. Good Lord. Dan, you might be using your webcam mic. If you want to tap it real quick, just to clarify. I'm not sure if it's using the right audio source. But you can look into it. No, it's good. You're good. Never mind. It's just a little loud, but I can adjust on my end.
I'll turn it down.
Okay, cool. Adam, you were playing some of that Pathfinder Kingmaker game.
You got it exactly right. That's the problem with the title of that game. It's Pathfinder: Kingmaker.
Yeah.
Like, which is it? Are we finding paths? Are we making kings? Kingfinder Pathmaker. Yeah, I was. I played the alpha back in January when it first came out, and it was good. It was like all of the stuff that was finished in the alpha was really nice. So it's cool coming back to it because it's so highly polished now. And there's a scene in the beginning because the alpha was basically just the beginning of the game. And in the alpha, you get a wall of text that's just like, this happened. So now I can come and I can play it. And I'm like, oh, here's all the stuff that was in that block of text. And it's like, I'm fighting the monsters and we're doing the thing. It's good. It has the most granular difficulty control I have ever seen in a video game.
Really?
There are like 30 different adjustments to difficulty level. So there's like 7 difficulty levels. There's like story mode, 3 or 4 different regular ones, and then a custom mode. And you pick the presets, or you just go to custom mode, and you can just turn on or off like 30 different things. So it's like, what percentage of damage do you want enemies to deal? How high do you want the DCs for the skill checks in the game to be? How many hit points do you want the enemies to have? And so you can pick a subset, or you can just be like, I want the game to be normal difficulty, but I want all the enemies to deal 300% damage. Or I want like all the enemies' armor class to be really high. And so you get to like tweak every single one of those little things. So instead of having just these preset only options, you can say, I'm having a really hard time with this particular thing. Let's turn it down. Or this particular thing isn't hard enough. Everything else is great, but I just wish that I didn't hit the enemies as often as I do. Like they die really fast. So you can turn their hit points up. It's pretty cool. I'm just playing it on normal mode, but yeah. And that's the thing, right? Is that design ethos is throughout the game, right? Because you make your character and then it's like, cool. Well, what race are you? Okay, which of the 16 sub-races are you? And what class are you? And which of the 5 different versions of that class? And then you can multi-class. And the idea is that you pick, if you're going to go for a prestige class, you pick the class that you want to play at the beginning and you angle towards it. Because it's like, by the time I'm level 3, I need to have these 2 feats. Then I switch to rogue. Then I get this feat at that level, switch to wizard, take 2 more levels in wizard, and then bam, now I'm this thing. But if you didn't know that at the beginning, fuck you, I guess. Start over.
It's kind of intense.
Yeah, it's a lot. And the game you make your own protagonist.
Yeah.
And then you get pre-gen characters that show up in your party. But you also, there's an NPC from the like in-universe Pathfinder Society that you can meet, and you can pay her to give you basically new character sheets for new characters. So you can be like, well, I don't like any of these NPCs. I'm just gonna pick a like a brand new character, and I will make them to join my party. And obviously, you don't get voice lines and stuff for them.
Yeah.
But you could, if you want, you could Icewind Dale the whole thing and be like a custom party of 6 characters instead of just one custom one and 5 like backup characters. But yeah, it's really fun. I played it for like 4 hours this morning, and I probably will play more of it tonight because just 4 hours is not enough, and I'm really excited to play it.
Yeah. It seems like you need to play
Shit.
a large chunk of that game to really understand if it's good or not.
Yeah, like I mean, the core gameplay stuff is Baldur's Gate, Pillars of Eternity, Divinity Original Sin, like that isometric Party of Adventurers, like click, and it's the pseudo turn-based thing where it pauses, you issue orders, you unpause, and it kind of goes in real time.
Yeah.
But there's also like the Kingmaker part of the game. That's the Pathfinder part. The Kingmaker part of the game is after a certain point in the adventure, you get a kingdom, and you get to assign your party members to do things in the kingdom. So you could be like, well, there's a problem with trolls in the woods near my castle. Instead of taking my ranger out on adventures, ranger, go to the woods and fix this problem. And they need certain skills that they'll get tested. And it's like off-screen stuff. And so you assign them, and you can do crafting, and you can kind of like build up your kingdom. I think that's a neat addition to the sort of Baldur's Gate model. This additional, like, now you're a big deal and you can like run a kingdom. And then like special events come up, and like diplomats come to your castle, and you get RP scenes with them, and it's a whole thing. But
So
yeah.
is there a main story in the game, or do you just run the kingdom?
Yeah. So it's both. Like there's an early part where it's pretty much just like, you're some adventurers. Go and clear out this wildland part of Galarian that doesn't have any kings or queens, and like lay claim to it. Become like a baron of this thing, and you choose who you swear fealty to, and that's kind of part of the early game. And then the mid game is like, you run the kingdom, but there's still stuff going on, so you're still going off on adventures, and you choose who do you leave at home, and like as your seneschal, and who you take with you. And as you can imagine, there's a lot of NPCs because you have a full party, but then you also have to have extra people to like keep running the thing. And character advancement and stuff is a huge part of Pathfinder, so it's still a part of that core gameplay loop where you go out, go on adventures, kill stuff. And,
Well, cool. I'm interested to hear more. I know Ko was playing it. Dan, have you checked it out at all yet? Have you checked out the Pathfinder style Kingfinder Path game?
I'll be doing that.
Path guy.
I'll be doing that tomorrow. Today I was playing Valkyria Chronicles 4, which also launched today.
Oh, how are you liking that?
If you like tactical combat, like Final Fantasy Tactics or XCOM, sort of, it's a really fun game like that.
Yeah, I mean, I played the first one. So, did you play the first one?
Oh yeah, they went back to what made the first one good. The second and third one kind of went off the rails, but the first one is almost like a direct sequel from the second one.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you're also like, you're not loud, but it sounds like your mic is just super.
I'm on a new computer, so all the settings are not right. So I
go.
Adjust all it.
This is how stupid and how many audio issues there are. If you go into your microphone settings, I guarantee you that Windows is pumping about 30 extra decibels into that mic, and that's why it sounds like it's blown out. I guarantee you that's what it's doing. So let me know if I'm right, because I want to feel good about myself. And if I'm wrong, then I want to feel bad about myself. So
is that better?
Yeah. Was that the issue?
I turned it. It was plus 30 decibels. Turn it to 10.
I'm so smart, you guys. I can turn you up on my end. You sound fine.
You know, you can buy an expensive microphone, you can buy all the best cables, you can buy an awesome mixer, and then Windows 10 is like, hey, guess what? Fuck you. And you're like, God damn it, Windows. Every fucking time. It's always Windows.
Yeah.
Man.
It's like trying to take the newest iPhone and plug it into a rock. Like, come on,
right?
rock.
Yeah.
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 Work
Exactly.
with me.
Yeah.
You
buy an expensive car, you put the best gasoline in it, you get the luxury tires, you get in, the car fucking blows up. And somebody at GM sends you an email that's like, fuck you. That's what you get.
Yeah.
Honestly, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You thought you could drive somewhere. Yeah, no.
I've had some pretty fun new Windows bugs this week. I don't know if it's because I increased the size of the Google Drive from like 2 terabytes to 10 terabytes, or if it was Windows. But basically, the past week, any video file that was saved on the drive that was over like, I don't know, like 5 gigs or something, which is most loops that I use for all shows, just got deleted. It's just gone. It just didn't exist anymore. So I don't know what caused it. But it was very exciting to find that out on Monday when I started the stream, and there was no intro. It just came to me eating my fucking breakfast sandwich because I thought I still had an extra minute.
Yeah, it's the best. Those little moments, you know, you think you're doing this fucking job for 5 years or 6 years or whatever. You're like, I've got a pretty good handle on how to do this. I have a routine. I press this button, and then in 10 minutes I push this button, and then Windows calls you up. You're in the middle of the pre-show. Windows calls you up, and they're like, "Hello, is this JP?" And you're like, "Yeah, that's me." And they're like, "Fuck you," and then your settings change.
Yeah.
You're like, God damn it, Windows, again, why?
But the other, I was trying to fix Erin's audio because she had like this crazy fucking buzz, and I was like trying to chase the power loop, and I was putting all these stupid converters on the end of the lines and stuff. And then I sat there and like something happened. I didn't know the solution. I had never encountered it before at all. I was like, what if I just update the audio drivers? Sure enough, doing that fixed literally everything, and there was no problem to begin with because Windows decided to randomly install some whack-ass audio drivers and just fuck it all up.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's fun. But I'm getting good at like just being able to exactly know what's happening in a second with any audio issue when it comes to Windows. So
The thing
there's
is,
a
like,
power there.
People's solution is almost always like, oh, have you tried Linux? But it's like, yes, Windows is like a malicious, evil entity with a knife trying to murder you. But every time you look over at Linux House, it's on fire. And you're like, oh, I mean, I guess I could try that. That'd be great. I could use that operating system. I'll just stay over here with this person trying to murder me, I guess. It's fine. At least I know where the knife's coming from.
I'm just glad that it's not like in the streamer world, there's the XSplit versus OBS thing. So anytime one complains about, OBS, it's like, oh, well, why don't you use XSplit? Or complain about XSplit, why don't you use OBS? When it's a Windows problem, there's no like, well, why don't you use Linux? Right? Because no one fucking uses Linux unless you're a dev. Even most devs don't even use that. So I'm glad there's no like, well, why don't you use the other one?
The real thing, the like meme of the guy tapping his head thing is that if you're a broadcaster and you only have access to XSplit or OBS, you're not doing it right. You have to use both because for some stuff it's like, well, this doesn't work. I guess I'll just use the other one for this thing.
Yeah.
Man,
it's fun.
Some shit.
Fun time.
Some shit.
Anyways,
fucking computers.
Yeah, Dan, glad to have you on the show. We just kind of took over your whole segment to complain about Windows because it's just fun to do. It's just fun to do. Yeah. I saw you were eating.
Everyone loves to hate on Windows.
Oh, without a doubt. I saw you were eating. I'm going to ask you, what were you eating? That's what we're going to talk about. What's your lunch?
Wendy's.
Okay. What do you? Let me ask you.
Burger and fries.
Okay. Do you like Wendy's chili?
Yeah, it's a little salty, but I like it sometimes.
Okay. I didn't realize that there was like a big conglomerate of chili fans from Wendy's. Like this is a big thing.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Some people are obsessed with the chili.
Yeah.
Now, quick question. Bigger obsession or cult following for Wendy's chili or the McRib?
Ooh, is there a following for the McRib?
Oh yeah,
dude. It's seasonal or whatever. Whenever they decide to put it out, and it's like, holy shit, the McRib is out. Let's go get one. And it's really underwhelming. It's severely underwhelming. It's like going in and out and going like, man, I heard about this, and going, it's just a burger, man.
I've never had a McRib, so I can't speak to it. Also, I thought whenever like fast food places did seasonal stuff, that's because it was so bad that they couldn't keep it on the menu year round. That's why it's seasonal.
If you've ever
really
had
special.
frozen barbecue rib, that is a McRib. It's the exact same taste. Preformed patty of rib meat with some cheap barbecue sauce on it.
I was gonna say you fix that problem by drowning it in sauce, where you're just like,
Yep.
Just put so much sauce on there, no one will notice. And
Okay.
yeah.
Well, what about Big Macs? Anyone a big Big Mac fan here?
They're not so big anymore. They used to be big.
Yeah.
Now they're
It was like
tiny.
their jam. Yeah.
Like the small Macs now.
Yeah. Aaron's
Almost
favorite
like a bread mac.
Aaron's favorite hamburger of all time is the Big Mac, and I've never been into it. I'm not sure why. I don't know. I just can't. I'd rather just have like a double
talking-
quarter pounder. Like just
I
give
mean,
me
are
a
we talking?
greasy
Are we?
quarter pounder.
Are we talking just? We're talking about just like fast food burgers. We're
Yeah.
not bringing in
Yeah.
like. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just not a big Big Mac fan. I think Five Guys is better.
I like
is.
the A&W's got some good burgers, but only in Canada. Like our A&W is different from your A&W. Like all
That-
the food and the drinks
yeah.
taste different.
Those are very
the-
rare in the US. Those are like finding a rare mob in the US. You
Yeah.
gotta immediately go to the AMW.
Yeah, the teen burger at A&W in Canada is pretty good.
Wait, it's
Or
called the
Mott's
teen
Those are
burger?
both pretty good. So their whole thing, they anthropomorphize the burgers as members of a family. So there's the Papa Burger and the Mama Burger and the Grandpa Burger and the Teen Burger. And it gets a little weird when they advertise shit like 2 teens for $4, and you're
Yeah.
that's an inexpensive
did-
price for 2 teens.
How is there not an advertising person that was just like, guys, we can't do that. That's just not gonna work.
Yeah, yeah.
Check out
so,
these
you know.
juicy teens.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
can't
right?
advertise that at all. There's no there's no
So
good way.
tender
Teen-
and supple.
Maybe it started in Arkansas and it just spread out and they were like, well, it's already too far gone. We just gotta do this.
It's nice. It's nice to be able to walk into a store and be like, "Listen, I'll have that teen combo, extra sauce." Thanks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I haven't had AMW. Maybe the last time I had it was when I was. Is there stuff in Seattle? Is there an AMW in Seattle somewhere, Dan? Have you been to one before?
I haven't found any.
Huh. It was somewhere in the Northwest is when I had it, but it's been a while. I didn't realize they were called that. So
The best
Chad
burgers
has
we have
reminded
here.
me-
is what, Dan?
Dick's.
I've never had that.
Oh, the one in Seattle. Yeah, the drive-in. Yeah, Dick's Drive-In's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. If you don't want to get 2 teens for $4, you could drive into a Dick's and get yourself a bag of Dick's and eat all of them, and
Yeah.
you would not
You share
regret it.
Dick's
You would
with your
enjoy. That's right. You would enjoy every single one of those Dick's. They are tasty.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
The Northwest is just a
True,
crazy place. I don't think I should go. I'm going to stay in the Midwest where it's just sane and civilized out here. Just normal ass people doing normal ass shit.
God, I love that. I still love like looking at a map. That's not even the Midwest. It's the mid.
No,
Even
the
it's east of
Well,
mid.
Texas is not the South. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
Texas doesn't count as the South, right?
yeah. Yeah. That was always the
Chicago.
weirdest thing for me.
Same thing considered Midwest. It's right above where JP's at.
Yeah.
It's not. We're nowhere near the West.
this is what was so confusing and still is confusing for me as a Canadian, is that my idea of American geography is so skewed because it's like you get basically anything west of DC and it's like it's the Wild West. Like I used to think Ohio was way farther west. It's not. It's totally not. It's just that there's this big like middle section of the country where we call it the West, the Midwest and the West, but it's all it is just like New
The
York,
center.
Philadelphia, and then that's it. And it's like there's no middle of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
true.
very confusing.
It's fucking crazy out here, Adam. You don't know what it's like to live in the Midwest, right?
Real
Apparently.
crazy.
Prospectors all the time at night going, "How you doing? You want some teen sauce?"
Yeah, listen, don't fuck with me. You're not in the right country to get that teen sauce. I know.
Yeah.
Just smuggled it in from the real West.
Oh, don't. Yeah, that's you don't want to drive up to the border. You're leaving Canada, you drive up to the border, and the border guard's like, "Yeah, you got anything to declare?" And you're like, "I got some teens in the back. Some friends of mine wanted me to pick them up. Got them 2 for $4. Wow. They're in the trunk,
Sir, I'm gonna need you to
Stay
step out of
in-
the vehicle.
staying warm in the trunk. Just what? I just got my teens in the. All right. I was gonna bring Grandpa, but nobody likes Grandpa.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Anyways.
It's a thing. It's a real thing. I don't understand either.
Yeah. That's odd. Max, how's it going?
Yep. It's going all right.
Someone said you were real excited to talk about a game, by the way, in chat. I don't know what game that is.
Oh no, it was the one you guys were talking about. That's why I had the phone open and the
Oh.
I didn't know about this fucking game until last night. Bike Man and me both like discovered it. Apparently, he was telling me about it, and he was like, "Yeah, apparently this is a big game. It's coming out tomorrow. It's Pathfinder Kingmaker. Like everyone's super excited for it and been stoked for it." Like, how the fuck have I not heard about this game?
The only reason I knew about it was because the developers, one of the devs, is like a RollPlay fan and emailed me during the alpha and was like, "Hey, I'm on this team and we're making this game. And it's Pathfinder. We have the license. You want to try it?" And I was like, "I didn't even fucking know this was a thing. Yes, give it to me." And it's good. And it's like, what? No, but they had a big booth at PAX. I don't know if you saw. It was right across from the Twitch booth. It's like big booth, all these demo machines. But it seems like it ramped up really late. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
You gonna play it,
Strange.
Max?
Yeah, I was thinking about. I was gonna check the energy levels and then see if I get into it after the stream.
Yeah. Are you like
Looks
Mega
neat.
Man, where you have to go like get an E-pack or something to get the energy levels back?
Yep.
Is that how it goes?
Got to do a whole side scroll thing in my house, and then it's just Malcolm's there. He's like a thing that I got to get past. He's a boss. He's just constantly saying, "Let me out."
We're gonna go around here, and then we're gonna start the show because this is the dumbest thing I've ever done on this show. If you were a Mega Man boss, what would your name be? Mine would
I'd be Loud Man.
You'd be Loud Man? Okay.
I'd be Loud Man or Noise Man or something like that.
Noise Man, that'd be pretty good.
Noise, man. Yeah, your outfit would be like the Lemmy cowboy hat and the aviators and like a shirt with the sleeves ripped off with like a skull on it. You'd shoot like sound waves at people out of your sound wave arm.
Yeah, I pictured like a
could see
backpack
that.
with like just speakers on it.
Be pretty good.
Yeah. And your level is all like robot roadies and like big amps flying around shooting stuff at Mega Man. Yeah.
Be pretty good. Be pretty good. Max, I feel like you would be Time Man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No. So here's the challenge. Here's the challenge, right? You're playing through Max's level. You get to that boss door. You jump through the boss door because it's a Mega Man game, and you know how to play. You jump through the boss door. You get into the boss room. The music plays. The bar fills up, and then the boss just isn't there. He's just not there. And you wait, and he just isn't there. And you keep waiting. You're like, is this a bug? Should we reset? And then he shows up, and you gotta fight
That
him.
would actually be pretty funny.
Be
as a
great.
boss.
It'd be awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Right before you show up, there's like a sign that shows up. I'll like just poking into the screen. Hold on, I'll be right there. Hold on.
Yeah, you hear the shower going, and yeah.
Be good. I'd probably be if I had my friends. You guys can feel free to throw stuff out there, but I think you guys would all agree on Ego Man. But I don't know what that fight would be like. I don't know what that would look. If it would just be the biggest guy and Mega Man's like this small, and you only can move like 2 squares, and then there's just me. Or
No, JB, you're the scripted boss fight you're supposed to lose.
Right.
So like people will just try to beat you over and over and over, and it seems like maybe you could if you were just better at this game, but you can't. You can't beat him. His
Or-
health bar never goes low, and then he just kills you in one hit.
Or I'd be Boss Man, and I just have a bunch of people that fight for me, and then when they die, I just like leave. I just say, "Fuck it, I'm done."
You're describing Dr. Wily is what you're
so
describing.
maybe
right
I'm
now,
Dr.
so-
Wily. Shit, you're
That's
right.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I got the hair
Somebody-
kind of. It just needs to grow like right.
No, you
this
could
way.
definitely pull off a young Dr. Wily for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh man,
Yeah.
somebody who's good at pixel art needs to make us a like boss select screen with cast members from all the role play shows as the bosses, and then JP as Dr. Wily.
I'm into
Oh
it.
man,
I'm into it.
and then Chat is Mega Man. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm trying to think. What is Adam? Adam would be like. Maybe we just make Adam Canadian Man. Maybe that's what he is.
Wow.
It's the
That's the
policy
best I
of
got.
every act.
That's
I say, is this Street Fighter? Like I only get to be one thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. I'll be Canadian man. I'll shoot maple syrup at you. I'll wear flannel and throw axes, and my level is a fucking pine forest.
It just writes
And you-
itself.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's so easy.
yeah.
But
He'd
when I
be at
die,
he'd be at the top of the screen in the character select. You know.
now see, here's the thing though. When you can't kill me because when you reduce me to 1 hit points, my free health care brings me back up to full, and I fuck your ass up. You can't even
Touche.
defeat me. I'm
Touche.
invincible.
That's a good point.
Socialized health care. I got you.
Touche. I don't know how we would defeat him. That you'd have to have someone else's power. I don't know who it would be. Maybe you get Time Man, and then you're late somehow, and then you just bypass the whole fight. That's the only way that could happen. Be pretty good.
No, I think that he would make Mega Man feel bad for even attacking him, and Mega Man would just leave.
That might trigger.
Yeah.
There would be like a sympathy meter or like a politeness meter, and it would just go down. Eventually, Mega Man would be like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm one of those fake bosses from Undertale where like you can't beat me by going after my HP bar. You gotta find another way. You gotta make me apologize to you and be like, I'm sorry we were even fighting. It's fine.
Yeah.
JP's office is that way. Just go ahead.
It'd be good. Yeah, I don't know what Dan would be. I'm trying to like.
I'd be Pun Man.
Pun Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Make you die on the inside.
Oh God, yes.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, but the great thing about Pun Man is he doesn't have to attack you. He just makes you want to kill yourself because you're stuck in a room with him and you can't leave.
Gives you an option to kill
Every
yourself.
time I give you a pun, you hit yourself and lower your health bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a self attack. Like his attack is he says something and then you face palm so hard it takes your health bar down.
Yeah. This is a good question. I feel like this question could be a nationwide Twitter trend. That's also called a trender. For those that don't know, a Twitter trend is a trender. That's the lingo that they use. It's not me just flubbing the words.
Yeah, we know this. We're influencers.
Yeah, you guys are influencers. You know how to influence and use
You know how it
social media.
works.
Yeah. So we'll get it trending after the show. Make sure to use hashtag my Mega Man or I don't know. We'll workshop that during the break.
My Mega Man.
My Mega Man. It's just right. I mean, that's
Listen,
just
so
great.
now that JP has all of this equipment for the RollPlay office, we're going to use the rest of the Patreon funds to hire a marketing team to do that kind of work for JP, so he doesn't get to make up a hashtag ever again.
Mega Man me. Oh my God, that's the best. Shavante, do you want a job? You sound like you work in social media.
Mega Man me.
Mega Man me. God, that's so fucking good. Jesus. What a hashtag there. That's great.
What am I ordering from Wendy's, by the way?
He says, fuck this. I already had Wendy's. I'm not telling you my secret.
Maybe he's going to get what he's telling.
I would just get a Baconator. I mean, it's what you want when you go to Wendy's. You just get a Baconator.
Oh God, it's gonna be so hard to do that. I'm gonna be like here, like role play. Yeah.
I was gonna say, are there still degrees of Baconator? Can you get like? Is there like the son of the Baconator, and then what's the other one? It's like a
Teen of the Baconator.
big one.
I don't know what the big one is. Double Baconator.
I think it's a double.
I don't know.
Variations on a theme.
I just get a Baconator. Get the fries. Make sure they're hot. And then just get a chocolate frosty. Well, it's just a frosty. It's not you don't designate that it's chocolate.
Someone judging me for eating fast food. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Cook something right now?
Yeah. No, it's totally fine.
Jesus.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right there. Shadrick's time to hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
Got a little Bunsen burner right here.
Yeah. It's fine. Just do Baconator with the meal. And then just get no veggies, just the bacon, the meat, and the cheese.
No veggies.
Yeah. And then frosty.
I'm looking at a Baconator right now, and it's fucking me up. Like
crazy, right?
I was kind of hungry before, and
That's
it
what he's
doesn't.
asking me
It's
to
not.
just eat and then
It's
try to
not
be on the show.
photogenic. It's not a photogenic object. I don't. This is not good. Get yourself a salad,
Yeah.
man.
Wendy's does have good salads. You get like a
Actually,
chicken salad from there.
salads.
Yeah,
They
chicken
do.
salad.
I could get maybe I'll get a little chicken salad.
You could do
Oh
that.
God, they have a taco salad that I didn't even know existed. It looks awful.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh,
I wouldn't do the
Gross.
taco salad. You're playing
all
with.
right, I'll figure this out. I just wanted you guys to weigh in.
Yeah.
Dan, what should I get?
He's doing Wendy's, Dan.
From Wendy's? Well, you definitely want a Frosty. I mean,
See,
it's a guaranteed.
Yeah, like
I'll get a
mine.
frosty.
And fries.
I will.
Yeah.
I haven't had one of those in years.
Fries. Their burgers are good and their chicken's good. You can't go wrong.
Yeah,
either
I
of
was
those.
thinking of getting a chicken sandwich on account of having to role play and be not wanting to die.
Yeah. Chicken
Okay.
sandwich, pretty good.
Continue the show.
Just some nugs.
I'm
just
sorry.
some dippers.
I'm sorry,
You could
Max.
get some
I'm sorry,
99
Max,
cent
but
nugs. Pretty good.
it doesn't matter how much Wendy's you buy. It cannot prevent you from dying. I'm sorry.
It could definitely
could
speed it
try.
up though. So get the Baconator. It'll help.
You only live once, and fuck it. So Baconator.
Yeah.
I put that in the delivery notes. I no longer wish to live, and just order yourself a Baconator.
Oh, don't put out that on the delivery driver though. It's like sweating as he's getting. It's like
I grab the food at the door. It's like, okay, I don't know.
This burger is a cry for help.
and just invite him inside.
Please free me from this mortal coil.
Should do it.
Oh boy,
You should do
that's
it.
great. That's good
You should
stuff.
definitely do that, Max.
Could you imagine? Someone said Wendy's sponsor. Could you imagine if we were sponsored and we were sneaky? Just be like, then you'll just say that you're gonna order it. That sounds like some execs that came up with that shit. It's like, just strike up a conversation. What's your favorite thing from Wendy's? I'm gonna order it right now.
Just do it naturally. Just bring it in there. Just natural conversation about it. That's fine.
Yeah.
You can tell this isn't
Organic.
sponsored.
They wouldn't use natural. They'd use the word organic.
That's right. Organic. Hashtag organic. Yeah.
They wouldn't allow us to
get
talk
those.
about dying and wanting to die after eating the food.
I feel like any company that is willing to like partner up with me has to understand that that's going to be on the table.
It might happen,
Like
yeah.
if you got to know, and it's your fault if you didn't do your research. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is.
It's true. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
It's in Adam's writer that
It
topics
is.
of
Yeah,
death
I'm allowed to.
will potentially
I'm
come
allowed
up.
to be bleak as fuck.
Yeah.
I did a candy sponsorship before, and one of the caveats was you cannot mention or reference diabetes in any way.
Oh God.
Part of the sponsorship.
So this is a real thing. Like when I was in advertising, we did some ads for 7-Eleven, and they were like, you can't talk about being drunk or us getting robbed. Those are the two things that are 100% off the table. You can't talk about how drunk people love 7-Eleven because it's open all night and you can go in there and you can put cheese on anything, and do not talk about 7-Elevens getting robbed. We know. Stop it. And that was it. Everything else was fine.
Yeah, we definitely. When I was at MLG, we did the Dr Pepper Ultimate Gaming House. We definitely had some shit that we just could not say on that show, or they just would basically like not put that part or not able to air that part. It was really weird filming stuff for TV because they're super crazy about that, or for TV, I guess I should say with quotes because it. Anyways, yeah,
It's like every time you see a laptop on a TV show with like a big sticker over the Apple, and you're like, we know what it is. I like.
Yeah, that's an
No
apple,
one does
you
that.
dumbass. The tape
No one
is in
just-
the shape of an
no one-
apple.
Yeah, no one just puts like a gray circle on the back of their expensive laptop. Like, come on, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
TV.
Anyways, let's do some goals and play some D&D because we're
Let's
over
do
time.
it. All right. So, let's see here. It looks like mostly y'all have goals left over from before because you're working on stuff.
Yep.
But let's check in and see if anybody wants to change anything. Kalimat, what do you want your goals to be for today?
I'm going to change one of them and keep the other two.
Okay.
One of them was convince Jadara to help me use Sally Hoffa's notes. I've just changed the name to Shadrick.
Okay.
I will try and convince Shadrick to help me use Sally Hoffa's notes, spell book, and all that kind of stuff to get more information about if there's anything about ancient dragons or the serpent, night serpent.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that's
all
my
right.
first goal. My second goal is get the bell to the cult.
Now, can we qualify this one? Because I have it written down as like return the bell to the cult, like give it to them, like bring it to them and turn it over.
Okay.
Is that still the plan, or because it's like kind of part of you, sort of now?
I think different parts of the party or different people in the party have a different answer to that.
I mean,
question.
everybody can
Yeah.
have a goal about the bell, but Kalimat, is your intent to return the bell and then find some way to disgorge it and return it to them?
I think the goal would be just get the bell to the cult, and then proceed from there to see
Okay.
like
All right. Yeah.
how they want to proceed, or if I can finagle a better deal or something.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so convince Shadrick to help you, return the bell to the cult, and then you want to keep your other one?
Yeah, my third one was make the cult hold up their end of the deal. I think it's got to be something similar to that, but
I mean, you can keep that one. That's fine. And the deal was, let's be clear. The deal was.
I have in
what?
parentheses more information on ancient dragons and how to find or awake them.
Which sounds like a really bad J.K. Rowling novel. More information on ancient dragons and how to awaken them. Okay, that's cool. So that's what they promised you in exchange. Thank you. That was a pretty good joke. Yeah, in exchange for the bell. Okay, so excellent. All right, cool. Good. All right, so we'll leave that as make them hold up their end of that, and that is the deal in question. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Yoji, what do you want to do for yours?
Discover the nature of the Bell of Dark Voices. Still working on that. Indoctrinate Kalimot into the ways of the cult. I could like figure out a way to structure that better, because I think this whole
that's a very long-term goal, right?
Yeah.
Like indoctrination is a process that takes time. So you could break it down. You can make it into something easier to solve today.
I think it would just be. I think you just do something like bring Kalimot and the bell to the cult, or convince. I don't know if there's necessarily a convince Kalimot, because he's kind of doing an opposing goal. So that'd be.
Yeah, I mean he's already headed that way, and that was the plan. So like you definitely wouldn't get much experience out of a goal that's just like go to Arby's. Like it's just right there.
That's when I wake up every day, Adam, is I'm going to Arby's. That's the first thing I think of.
You know, like for D&D characters, you want to have goals that are going to create adventure and excitement. For normal people, a to-do list should not include things like get through the day alive. Like that should be a given. Yeah. So like you want to convince the cult to allow Shadrick inside, right? So just like this is this guy. He may be of use to us. Like, please let him in. That shouldn't be too difficult. You can certainly accomplish that. Discover the nature of the bell. That's like a research goal. And then something to do, like if your ultimate goal is to have Kalimot be like, yes, I see this group is like correct and right, and I'm going to join with you. Not just as a mercenary making deals with them, but like become part of it. That's a great goal. Like that's shifting a character's loyalty.
Yeah.
What would be the first thing you would do to move him towards that? Right? Like
I mean, it would probably be like convince Kalimot to give the bell to the cult, and knowing the circumstances around that, I guess, to say in a not so clear manner, or not give away everything that comes with that potentially at the start of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think calling it convince Kalimot to hand over the bell is a reasonable goal. I think that's fine, because that does qualify and clarify Kalimot's goal as well.
Maybe not necessarily convince Kalimot, but just have Kalimot give over the bell. I don't, because like convincing.
Make sure the bell.
Yeah.
Make sure the bell ends up in the cult's hands.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, good. All right, we'll adjust the difficulty accordingly. Okay, Jadara, what would you like yours to be?
We'll keep the learn what powers the bells hold one.
Okay.
The first goal will be learn what the cult's true desire for the bell is.
Okay. Learn. Okay.
And then the second one will be continue training Kalimot to be competent in battle without sight.
Okay, let's set that one, right? Like, because the continuing to train is the you work towards but didn't resolve. So what is the goal? How will you know that you've succeeded this? Like, how will you know that like Kalimat's training is complete?
When he can block most of my attacks while blind during training.
Okay, so how will we know that that's happened? I like it. Like, I know we want to have like you've done it, here's your black belt or whatever, but how are we gonna know that will have happened? Like, because there's no way he's never gonna beat you in a fight.
No, when I have the glow.
Right.
When I'm the last dragon, and I have the glow.
When he learns to sweep the leg.
Then I guess I'll just pick an easier one. Learn why Kalimat wants to know about dragons.
Okay. Sure. Okay. And as with all of these goals, this is something that like you have to make a roll for. There has to be some kind of like challenge involved. So like if Jadar just goes like, "Hey Kalimat, why do you want to know about the dragons?" and Kalimat's like, "Because my parents were one." The end. Like that's not there. There needs to be like something more significant there. So like find some insight in that truth, right? Learn kind of why is he so obsessed with it. Okay, cool. Shadrach, what would you like your goals to be?
I know there were a couple that I didn't complete. Last one.
Yeah, yours right now, the ones I have listed for you are find out the motivation of the cult and make sure the bell doesn't get misused.
Okay, we'll keep those two.
Okay.
The third one that I was thinking of was, if I couldn't think of anything better, was just to find out if Yoji can be trusted. He's really not so sure about Yoji just because of like his interactions and stuff. He's had with him. I don't know.
Okay.
It's
And
tough.
how will you know that he's like, what will be the thing that will indicate that he's trustworthy?
Not a very good. I'm not good at, like I said, getting goals that get you XP.
Yeah, I think it's part of
Means
the find out.
I smashed 3 goals today. What's up?
Find out the motivation of the cult. That's an easy one to figure out because you'll have found out, and that can be achieved by talking or sneaking or figuring like eavesdropping, just spending time in the cult. Making sure the bell doesn't get misused either means like whoever owns it is a person that you trust to take care of it. Where you're like, okay, cool, or it like returns to secrecy, which might be the cult. The cult might be the ones that you're like, oh, good, they're good.
You know what?
Those two are nicely linked. And then your third one.
I'm gonna change it. I want to say find out more of the nature behind Yoji and Jadara's like relationship, their past.
Okay.
That's a better one.
Right. Good. Because yeah, there's obviously something going on there.
Yeah, that kept coming up in dialogue last game. So
Yeah.
it makes sense for him to be like,
totally.
what the hell is going on there?
Okay. All right. Well, when we return to the action, you've got 3 very large, very dead ape creatures lying near your camp, and you've just defeated them in battle, and now you are given the opportunity. You're gonna have a chance to rest and return to the cult's hideout, to their fortress. Before we start, though, we have 3 new tokens from Voidwalker 91.
Oh.
We have our new blind Kalimat, which is super cool. And we got this awesome. Look at Shadrach. Look at that guy.
Look at that guy.
him. I'd be
He
friends
looks
with
so
that gnome,
sweet.
and I don't even like gnomes. And then we've got Jadara looking badass. So, thank you, Voidwalker, for these. These are great. We have like a full library of them now. Every time there's a new character, Voidwalker makes one. It's always super cool. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna be able to finish your long rest because that fight didn't take an hour, and set off for the fortress. I assume there isn't anything else that you want to do in the wilderness before you arrive.
Yoji's just putting final touches on his gross masterpiece of viscera.
That's right. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. I think, yeah, we're like getting ready to walk away from the camp, and I'm just turning around, just nodding my head and smiling at the rest of the camp. It's
Yeah,
just
look,
like
I put
body
intestines
parts
everywhere.
Yeah, and intestines, dripping blood, and all that stuff.
It's not good. It's
Yeah.
not a good thing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean it's the aftermath of battle, and there is that sort of like your adrenaline is still firing, and eventually you'll be able to like relax and rest. But yeah, I think it's clear that I mean these things like you learned Kalimat through the use of comprehend languages, like they came here looking for something, right? They were called. We also learned some of the effects of the bell. Are you concerned that you're going to get ambushed again on your way, and do you want to take like precautions against that? Because yeah, this may not be the only things that are following you.
No, that's definitely like one of the first orders of business as soon as everything calms down is like I've told who did I think I told you, Jadar, right? That, or maybe I told everybody, I'm not sure.
Everyone.
After the battle was over, that they felt like they were called. And I think it's something that, like, once we are all settled in and kind of like, you know, wiping the blood off of our, you know, clothes and weapons and stuff, that I say, so if those ape creatures were called like they said they were, they're not going to be the only things that hear the call of the bell. So however long of a journey we have left, we are going to be probably hounded by other things.
Yeah, it's why we should get going now. We shouldn't dilly-dally around this camp any longer.
I agree,
Well,
but
darling,
that's not.
You should be happy. You do seem to love being the center of attention.
Was that to me? I'm sorry, I didn't. I just heard.
I was
It
talking
was
to Calimont.
okay. I started to say I couldn't tell if that was to me or if you know.
Well, of course I do, but there's such thing as unwanted attention, and that is what I fear we're going to face. I'm just wondering, how do we plan to mask ourselves? I mean, obviously Yoji has abilities in that fashion, but is there anything else we can do magically or anything like that?
Can you? I mean, how much control over that thing do you have?
Over the bell?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like for you can feel the sort of ambient resonance of the bell, the sort of silent humming of this thing that has become a part of your magical makeup, and it's constantly like it's like a sneeze, right? Like that ringing sensation is there, the pressure is there. But you haven't tried to like dampen it or anything. That's a good point, and it may not have occurred to you before. Before that was mentioned.
What was the original question?
Can you control like the
How much control do you have over?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's how much control do you have over an itch? You can ignore the itch, but it still itches, right? That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like there's an itch, there's an urge, but I can choose not to scratch.
Yeah, that'd be wise. Shadrach, you got any pointers here? You're the... Well, I guess both of you
I'm
are.
not an expert on this bell. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
you didn't let me finish, all right?
Okay.
I said...
Fair enough.
You know, you're the... Both of you guys know magic. I mean, all three... We all do, but I don't know it that well. So maybe you have some way to I don't know, cloak whatever Kalimot's got inside of him now. I don't know. Does it go away when he changes shapes? Is that a thing? Can we just make him a mosquito and the bell's smaller? Is that a thing that we could do?
I don't know if that's how it works. Surely it doesn't just go away.
It
You
feels
made a
like
face,
it's
Jadara. What's going on?
Yeah, Jadar, I know that face. They don't know it yet, but I know it. Just say what you're gonna say and let's get past it. All right.
I'm just saying that's not how the spell works.
Well,
You're
that's what
still
I
you.
was saying,
Every
too.
part of you is you. Wasn't talking to you, little man. I was talking to the others.
Why is my size always?
It's just the first thing that, you look over and you're just tiny. You just got to get used to that.
All right then, tall girl, lady, person.
I would go with, well, it's not rude's not a physical characteristic.
All right, we're getting off topic here.
Yes, you're right. No, yes.
Two
Just
things we should figure out if we can do. One, if we can hide it,
yes.
any particular way with spells or what have you, or if there's a way to accelerate our journey to back to the cult.
Now that's a good question.
Chadrick, can you possibly turn me or yourself into something that's fast, or maybe that can fly and carry us?
What if you turned him into a dragon?
A dragon?
Yeah, we could fly with on its back. Could you do such a thing? He'd really get a kick out of it, I would assume, as well.
I don't believe I can turn anyone into a dragon. No, that would be cool.
Jadar, you want
Out
to
of
chime
my
in
power.
again?
Once again, you don't understand how the spell works, do you, darling? But you try, Yoji. You try.
I mean, I'm just putting things out. I saw him turn into this fucking savage creature thing. What's the difference between that and a dragon?
One could
Well-
say that the level of challenge for creating a dragon would be too high for men of his.
Don't say it. Oh,
Ability is fine. Yeah, that wasn't going to be a short. It might have been a short joke, but you evaded it at the last minute.
Huh. What about any flying creature that we could perhaps just get there a little faster? Can you do anything like that?
I mean, the polymorph spell only lasts an hour, but Shadrick could transform himself into a flying creature, but certainly not one big enough to carry all of you. Yeah.
I think that's what he says too. He's like,
I can change things people into a flying creature, but certainly not one large enough for us all. And I don't think we want him going by himself. Plus, no, that wouldn't work. He'd fly off, and I wouldn't be able to. And then he'd fall out of the sky, and it'd be a whole thing.
That's
All right,
true.
So there's no solutions. We just, let's just get going. We already wasted 10 minutes of walking
Kalimat,
time.
I would think, since it is a part of you, try your best to imagine a way to dampen the sound. Picture the bell inside yourself, and perhaps maybe picture yourself like putting a blanket over it or something. Doing something to make it quieter. Something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I don't really know. With this,
I'll try. No, I mean, one idea is as good as the next.
right? It's up to you. Interpret that as you will, but you have some control over it, whether or not it rings and to what degree it does so. So perhaps you have a way to suppress it. Worth a try.
Well, I will try.
Yeah. I'll do the whole, get in front of the group thing for a little ways. If I see anything, I'll make sure to come back. So you guys can have some peace and quiet, I guess. At least for me. I start to walk out in front of the group.
Oh, does the sad Charlie Brown music play when you walk away, or
the piano music.
I'll just scout up ahead, I guess.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants me around.
Yep.
All right, Michael Sarah.
I was going for Eeyore, actually. All right. I was kind of
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. So you're gonna scout out ahead. Let's have you make a survival roll, just to see the nature of the beast. And we'll see
Big
how
old
that goes.
9. Rolled the 3
Okay,
on that. That's
alright.
great.
Okay. Yeah, 1 second here.
Can I get advantage or some shit on this?
Don't I have some way to excuse myself from that terrible roll? Okay. All right. So you're on edge, right? Like we We see Yoji up ahead, and the forest, despite being day, it's very thick, so it's dark. There are patches of sort of dappled light that you are avoiding because you're moving stealthily. And it seems to you that the forest, once quiet and sort of pastoral, has now become a place of like deep threatening quality. You hear the crack of a branch, and you turn, assuming an ambush, and there's nothing. Falling leaves in the periphery of your vision, you think are more enemies dropping from the trees, and it's slow going when your guide is paranoid, but nothing ends up springing the trap. And you arrive, and I think you are intercepted. Yeah, you're intercepted because there is a periphery. There's an area of cult-controlled forest, and Yoji, you know to look for the signs. But I think with a 9, you miss and you enter into the cult's territory without taking the proper precautions or the proper path, and yeah, and I think that you probably find yourselves. I don't want to say you're ambushed because there's them waiting. The cultists are waiting for you, but we see someone. Maybe somebody drops from a hiding place behind you, and you're surprised. Yoji, you hear the creak of a bow. What do? Like you've had these hours. You're on your own. You're in the forest, and you hear like a faint sound of someone dropping to the grass, and then the creak of a bow. Do you spin around, or what happens?
Yeah, I think I spin around, like try to put a bow, or sorry, a arrow into my hands, and like try to get my bow at the ready.
Okay. Now you're not. This isn't triggering a fight. This is just a reaction roll. Make an initiative roll. Just roll your initiative as if you were starting a fight.
16.
And I'll roll against. That's a good roll. And I'll roll against him. Okay, so it's tied. This is great. So you turn around and you bring your bow up, and there's somebody else dressed a lot like you with like a demon mask and a cloak, a gray-green cloak, and they have a bow, and both of you are pointing an arrow at each other's eye, like in the mask. And then there's this like moment of hesitation, and then you see a few more of them kind of in the grasses around you, and he lowers his bow and chuckles. And yeah, the others are masked, though not all in like the same mask. Obviously, none of them are the exact same mask as you, but they all have these kind of like different sort of scary looking masks on to cover their identities. Yeah. And the person pointing the bow at you like lowers the bow and laughs, and he says, "You're getting sloppy. We've been following you for half a mile. You wandered right past our markers."
Yeah, well, if you've seen the shit that I have the past couple days, you'd be a little bit sloppy too.
Oh, poor Yoji. Who are your friends? You brought a gnome back with you. Haven't seen one of them in some time.
Yeah, is that going to be a problem?
You might want to ask Glory first.
Well, they're not here, are they?
No. She's in the fortress. You want us to take you to her? I'm sure that the rest could take care of your friends. And there's like some knowing looks back and forth between the other rogues that kind of like they nod like, "Oh yeah, we could keep them busy all day."
No, we should go back and collect them. One of them has the bell. One of them.
When you say that, they're the kind of like chuckling and stuff. They look at each other and they nod, and you're the one you're talking to, and you don't recognize him. Maybe you recognize his voice, but I think that they have magic that affects that. Yeah. He slaps you on the shoulder, and he says, "Well, that's good news anyway. And certainly if you're trying to get this new friend of yours into the fortress, it'll go a long way in convincing Glory."
Yeah. Maybe I misspoke. One of them is the bell. Or something. I don't understand really how it all works, but
you see gray eyes squint at you under a mask that looks like it's kind of like a geisha mask, and her face is painted up in a really like bright and sort of confusing pattern, and the man wearing the mask squints at you, and he says, "That sounds complicated.
Yeah.
Is it the gnome? Did you find him in the tomb?
And it occurs to Yoji that this could be a way to get Shadrach inside the cult without any.
You could just lie.
Yeah, it's the gnome. Yeah.
Make a deception check.
Son of a bitch.
I roll at a -1, by the way, on these.
Okay,
I'm
let's
actually going to
take
use
a
my
look.
inspiration on this that we got
Okay,
at the end
sure.
of last session. Thank God I did 18.
Wow, nice. Okay, so this person has a perception of a +3 for perception. So let's see how I do.
Oh God.
+3 against an 18. Nope. So he nods, and he says, "Huh. I mean, when Glory sent you looking for a bell, we kind of expected you'd come back with one, and not a gnome. Might be a translation error. Anyway, fine. We'll go and get him. Bell or no, we have to maintain protocols."
Yeah, be careful. But Jadara and Kalimat are with them. You know that Dragonborn that I brought in the other day before we left. That, yeah. Just be careful.
Well,
They're a
go
little
back.
jumpy.
Go back and warn them. We're not going to ambush them or anything. We'd want to damage your cargo.
Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll go get them real quick.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, like when you look, the rest, the geisha masked warrior turns to his forest ninja and like kind of circles, and they jump back up onto the trees or disappear. They pull their cloaks around them and sort of disappear into the woods. And you were given the opportunity to go and warn your friends, like, hey, okay, we're in cult territory now. So I think that's what we cut to. Shadrach, Kalimat, and Jadara, and the three of you are walking through the woods. And you have a little bit before Yoji returns. What are the three of you talking about? Is this like a nervous, kind of quiet walk? Are you having a conversation? What's the tenor like?
Has there been any indication that we're like getting close to the cult area, or is it just in our, from what we know, we're just walking in the forest, right?
You don't know the signs to look for. Jadara, if
Right.
you want to make a perception check, we could see if you noticed.
Nope.
No, definitely not. Yeah, you have no idea. You're in the woods.
How long have we been going for at this point?
I mean, since the last time we saw you, this is like, I don't know, 2 days later. Like you were still a ways off from the camp.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not speaking at full volume or anything, but I would love to pull Shadrach aside, or pull him aside, or just ask if I could have a word.
Yeah, the two of you are maybe like slowed down while Jadara is walking. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Shadrach, are you here somewhere around? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Ah, there you are. All right.
Oh, right. I forget you can't see.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult. But I had a question for you. I brought this up to Jadara, and she said that you would be the person to talk to.
About?
An old friend of mine who is now dead of unfortunate circumstances. I have come into possession of his spell book and his notes. And I was wondering if you could help me piece them together somehow and see if he had any clues as to, well, anything to do with my kind, my dragon heritage, my roots, anything like that. Would you be willing to help me with that? Since I, at the moment, can't read, and also you are more in tune with magic than I am.
Yes, I think I could lend some assistance with that. Fortunate for your friend. Sorry about that, but nice that you have his spell book. Want to know one's notes and spell book, especially one that really, practices the art of spell casting and all that. Very personal item.
Absolutely. So
yes,
you would
I'd
be willing
to help. Yes, of course.
Oh,
I'll give it a
excellent.
shot anyways. I can't promise anything, one cannot know that they're going to be able to help when the task is, but I should be able to help. I should be able.
Well, thank you very much. Is there? I mean, if there's ever anything I can do for you, I would definitely owe you a favor or some sort of recuperation for helping me with this. Let me know.
Right now, nothing comes to mind. Trying to think about what's happening ahead here, and the forest has gotten really dark. I can feel the soul of it. It has changed.
Shadrach, do you want Kalimont to owe you one? Do you want to just like hold a favor over him for later?
Well, I think right now it's just he hasn't. Shadrach's mind. He's like, I haven't done anything, so. So he just says that he's like,
perhaps soon you can do something for me, but as of yet I have not done anything for you yet. So, did you hear that?
No,
I'm gonna go check that out.
Wait, before you leave,
I have to check.
Oh shit! Okay, he's got delivery. Okay, well this is actually okay because I wanted to ask you, Adam. Since as we've been walking, I've been trying to, I don't know, like do what Shadrach said. Communicate with the bell. Try to quell its need. Try to muffle its signal out to the world, and stuff like that. Okay. I just want to tell him how that's been going.
Okay. Well, concentration is a Constitution saving throw. So let's get you to roll that, and then we'll kind of base your progress on how successful that is. Like what number you got.
Sure.
Okay.
9.
So you don't have a still mind to begin with, right? Kalimot's mind is not a vast open plain of monastic silence. You're a bit of a scatterbrain to begin with, and there's a lot going on in there. You've had all these experiences in your life. You're a bit of a sensate. So yeah, like quiet focus and internal meditation is not really Kalimot's strong point to begin with. Add on top of that, you've only been blind for a couple of days. You're still tripping over shit. The forest is full of strange noises. You have anxiety about what's going on. This bell. You really haven't had the opportunity to just like shut everything out, focus, and like center yourself. Maybe if you had that chance, but for now, life is too loud and too bright to be able to really do that. Yeah, so that's kind of where you're at mentally these days.
I will relay.
So maybe I don't know.
Return.
Yeah, maybe Yoji. He's wandered off to look at some flowers. Yoji, maybe this is when you come back.
Okay. Yeah. If I can, I want to try to beat Jadara in a perception stealth check, just to.
Sure. Yeah, sneak
just
up
to
on
fuck
Jadara.
with her.
Yeah. All right. Jadara, make a perception check to oppose Yoji's stealth check. The number to beat is. Let's see here.
Did I roll stealth, or is that the survival check?
No, you'll roll. I just want to get Jadara to set the difficulty.
Oh,
first.
okay.
21.
Shit.
Oh God.
21.
Well, you got a plus 10, don't you?
I roll at a plus 9, so we'll see. How
Okay,
it goes.
plus 9. Not a bad shot.
Fuck.
Wow.
13.
Fucked it up bad.
Yeah.
So
this is gonna be
I'll
fun.
let you, Dan and JP, tell me what it looks like when Yoji attempts to sneak back into the camp at Jadara. Just bust his ass, no problem.
I think I just like step on a branch and I just go fuck. Then Jadara could act however she wants.
I see you coming, and I cast the whisper cantrip. I'm like, I see you. It's in your ear, the whisper cantrip.
Can I respond to you in that? Is that how it works?
Yes. Make one short reply.
I think all you get is the fuck. That's what goes to the whisper.
He broadcasts the like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just I like walk out from the forest. Yeah, you still got it, Jadar. You're still doing good. Still doing good. Just making sure you're I like crack my knuckles. Making sure you're yeah. Hey, I look back. I didn't realize it. I was A little bit. I haven't slept that well, so I guess I'm just a little too cautious. But we passed into the cult territory. So, also some other important news. I told him that Shadrick was the one with the bell. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have. Yeah. Let me give me the reason. Otherwise, they probably would have killed you on sight. So, we just need to get our story straight. I mean, they don't like outsiders. Plus, you're a gnome. That's kind of odd.
There's a difference between not liking outsiders and just killing people on sight.
Well, not to them.
Different levels of that, you like.
There's no levels with the cult. It's pretty binary. It's a yes or no. It's a life and death type deal.
And what happens when they find out I don't have the bell?
Well, here's what. Let's just say that it was more useful to give it to the blind man. Actually, no, because that would mean that we could actually move it from person to person. I don't know how we're gonna get through this, guys. I fucked up. All right, I was thinking on my phone. I was just thinking that it would make sense, and you know, I saw the green light for Shadrick not dying, and now.
Don't you think we're still going to be in the same problem as soon as they realize I don't have the bell?
Yeah, but they won't.
Oh, shit, kill him. Why is he here then?
They won't until we're inside, and then they're not going to kill.
I feel like you made it worse for me. Oh, great. Rather than dying outside, I can die inside of some cult.
Yeah, you might be right.
Yeah, right? Doesn't make sense.
No. But at least you'll get to see it, right? That's kind of a cool thing. You get to see a secret cult that not very many people do. It's exciting.
That kills people on sight. They sound like a fun bunch.
They are once if you live.
What if we just came clean that I don't have the bell, but I helped achieve it? Attain it? I helped the task. Did I not? Do they kill people that help their goals?
Well, if I may speak up.
There's logic here. What the hell's happening?
Although this is exceedingly entertaining, the fact remains that I am the bell.
Right.
So I have the power, I would say. And I would say that if they want the bell, they have to deal with me. And they'd have to deal with my friends as well. Whether they be gnome or disturbed forest creature, ranger person, or beautiful sorceress.
You remember when I knocked you out?
No, I've forgotten. I don't remember that at all.
They'll probably do that real quick, so you don't have that much power. I would think. But I don't know. I'm okay with coming clean. I could just say that I lied so they wouldn't get rid of you. But then we got to figure out how we're going to get you past. I'll own up to it if that's what you want. I messed up. It was my wrongdoing. Jadar, you're quite quiet in here. Do you have any ideas, any thoughts?
I'm just letting you dig the hole deeper and deeper.
Yeah, I'm used to it. Trust me.
You two are from this cult. Do you not know how they work? Like, should I even bother trying to come with?
We know how they work, and that's why there's so much hesitation, at least from my point of view.
So they're just really murder happy, it sounds like.
No, they just don't like...
outsiders, yes, I know.
Yeah, that's the word I was going to use.
We can tell them the truth. We can tell them that Shadrick is attempting to help me gain some form of control over the bell.
I don't think they need help with that.
Intelligence. I forgot what that sounded like.
Jadar, I think you and I both know that's... they don't need help in that. They're just going to do whatever they want to do. I don't know. Maybe you have some power there. We could try it.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're starting to think that like it might be best to wrap up this conversation because you know that they're on their way and you don't want to be talking about this stuff when they show up.
Yeah.
I mean, or maybe you do. That's your call.
Okay, well, okay. Maybe who do they respect the most out of you two? Points at Jadara and Yoji.
Probably her.
All right, she does the talking then. You already fucked this up before.
I mean, I didn't fuck anything up because it hasn't started yet, but
Well, now we're coming in there like, hey, by the way, he's not the bell. Goof. That's not. People don't like liars, typically, unless you do in this cult. You guys like liars? You like ask that genuinely. Like, is that expected?
Is this one of those cult of liars? Is it a lying cult?
I look over at Jadara.
Darling, you told a couple of scouts the wrong thing. But you just say they misheard you.
Maybe so.
Or you were mistaken, or you were distracted. Just tell them the truth.
All right, we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, you're right. It's fine.
So, quick question, Adam. Do I know anything, just having traveled with Yoji for a while to get to this place? Do I know, have we discussed, or maybe I should ask Yoji, have we discussed like the nature of the cult? What do you worship? Like what are your values? Like shit like that?
No, I don't think you know anything because the entire time that like we went from the desert to the cult and then on our way here, and the entire time you weren't really conscious for that until we left. That was kind of the
Yeah, you've also
yeah.
you've also had several situations, Kyle, Matt, where people have put bags over your head
Yeah.
to like lead you places. Like you've seen the interior of some of the rooms of the cult facility, but not all of it. Yeah. Yoji and Jadara are the only ones, and even they don't have like full access to everything as like the cult has layers.
Right. I just want to know, like solidify, like not to get you acting schmacting, but like solidify my motivation for doing all this is the promise that they gave me, and the promise alone. Not and I mean it's a nice promise.
Yeah.
But it's also like I'm going blindly into helping a cult that I know zero about.
I would think that I bartered that, Adam. If you want me to roll for it to see how well the barter was, then I can. But
In what sense? Like, what did you? Because you had to make this deal for Kalimat's sake, right? Like,
right.
to allow him to get in like an audience in the first place. Like, there was definitely a conversation between like you. It was you and Jadara and them, and they were like, and probably Glory herself was like, no, we don't need this Dragonborn. Like, you two are proven operatives. You can do this thing. See how well everything went with the City of Brass. Just go do it. And you had to make some kind of concession, some kind of like discussion with them. Maybe do you want to flash back to that? Should we just have that conversation?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That
All
works
right.
for me.
So Jadara and Yoji are both in the audience chamber of the like mother figure of the cult. She is the queen. Her full name is Glory Through Bloodshed, but everybody calls her Glory. She is a tiefling like Jadara. She has like unrealistically blue skin. Like her skin glows almost. It's so blue. It's like international Klein blue, like ultramarine. She has two like human-ish eyes, but they have like goat pupils. So they're like kind of orange with that hourglass pupils. And then she has a third eye in the middle of her forehead that stays closed most of the time. I think maybe Yoji and Jadara, you've seen her open her third eye like once, and it was like not good. She normally wears like just robes like around the fortress. She has like just kind of like a uniform that she wears, but today she's just returned from the field, and so she has chainmail. She has a pair of curved knives in her belt, and she's handing her like riding cloak to somebody to put away. She has long white hair that's braided behind her for being on the road, braided with a piece of leather, and then she has two like set of ram's horns, like ivory ram's horns that come up out of her head and kind of curl back. She keeps them capped with gold, and she looks to be in her, I don't know, like in her 50s, maybe a little older. And if we cast her in the movie version of this, she'd be played by Julianne Moore. So she's like angry at you because you've had this conversation already and you've come back to, like, she was like, talk to me again when I return. But like this is over. So she's come back and now you're having the second conversation. I think she's starting the conversation with like, I don't need you to try and justify bringing a stranger into our home, Yoji. I told you I have nothing but faith in you and in Sister Jadara to find the item that we need and return with it.
Yeah, no, I'm hearing you, and I heard you the first time. But look, you were brought in here. You didn't always used to be a part of this. So we got to, how do you expect any of this to occur unless we just... I trust this guy, all right? Not only do I trust him, but this type of guy that's going to believe in things, in signs. He sees stuff that other people don't. It's worth it. Trust me. And all he wants is just a little bit of information about his own kind. You can say whatever you want to, whoever tells him. Doesn't have to necessarily be true, but just give him a carrot on a stick. All right? That's all he wants. That's all he needs.
We don't need to babysit someone on the expedition. I don't understand why you want him so bad.
Look, all right? You weren't there in the city, all right? There's many occasions where if Kalimad wasn't there, I wouldn't be here talking
Here we go
to you
about the
guys.
city again. Oh my god.
Yeah. All right, you should have seen that fucking thing. Monsters.
So Jadara, originally you were supposed to accompany Yoji to the City of Brass on the mission that he was on. Why did that change?
I think there was an emergency at the cult, and they needed me to go immediately, break from the mission, and go out and take care of something that was threatening the cult.
And as a result, you've had the opportunity to get closer to the like family than Yoji. Yoji's he's been away a long time, and so the power dynamic has shifted, and it's clear to you, Yoji, that Glory favors Jadara and her opinions, and maybe it's Jadara you need to convince, because all that happens here is Glory is nodding and she smiles when Jadara speaks, and we can see her like her fangs, and she says to you, Yoji, she says, Yoji, you were always soft. I know that you want to bring your friend back here and make him part of our great mission, but the way that we choose our members, you know this, there is a protocol. We can't just be bringing any random stranger, any stray that you brought in from the city. Unless you think that he has something that he can offer, or he's disposable. I just don't see it.
I think both. He does have stuff he can offer, but he's also disposable. And look, he's got Parvat's dagger, all right? That's got to account for something, right? You don't just get those things on your own. Right?
And she looks, when you say that, like you can see, like she closed her eyes for a second. And she looks at you, at Jadara, like you didn't know that either. This is the first time Yoji has said that. And and she sighs. Well, that's different, isn't it?
Yeah. By the way, I went back and I did the ritual, so he's not gone.
Well, good, Yoji. We will await his return in the temple. But for the time being, and until Parvat returns to us to reclaim this dagger, your friend is your responsibility.
Yeah.
If he learns something he shouldn't learn, if he goes somewhere he shouldn't go, you know that the punishment falls on both of you equally.
Yeah, that's agreeable. It's fine.
And she takes a step towards you and she puts both hands on your shoulders, and she says, you know that we love you, Yoji, and that it would break our heart for anything to happen to you, especially because of some outsider. You understand the risk you're taking?
Yeah, I do. 100%. I got it. It's worth it. Trust me.
Fine. Jadara, keep an eye on the both of them. Keep them out of trouble.
Fine. I will evaluate this outsider to see if he's any of use to us. I don't trust his opinion.
But
Good.
do-
Maintain that skepticism. Yoji, you've been gone for a long time. Some things have changed. Deal with this first,
I can
and then we'll
tell.
talk.
Will do.
And she looks at you and she says, "Jadara, you're in charge. Now go." And she turns and
Thank
goes
you,
about her
Glory.
business.
I think when she walks off, I like wait till she's out of earshot. I turn. Jadar, do you love me still?
You just gave me a bunch more work. I was happy here, and you come back and put this on my lap. You will never learn. You're so sympathetic to people. It's always been your weakness.
Yeah, some would consider it a strength. All right. See what happens when you're in a interesting situation and no one has your back.
I've been there, and I got myself out of it.
I'm sure. I think I just like walk off the other direction.
Right, yeah. And then we return. And the scene that we return to, the group of you have found yourselves expectedly on Yoji and Jadara's part, maybe unexpectedly on Kalimat and Shadrik's part, surrounded by about a dozen of these sort of forest ninjas. They're dressed in this grayish green that helps them blend in with the woods, and they all have bows. None of them have their bows drawn, but they're kind of in the branches of the trees. Some of them are down amidst the grass, and one of them with a like kind of ostentatious looking like a geisha mask walks up and says to actually, now that Jadara is here, he says to Jadara, I think he bows to you, Jadara, and he says, "We've come to escort you back to shipwreck, sister."
Thank you. I need to get out of these woods. It's been such a long journey. My companions in here need rooms as well. The little one, especially. He needs to be watched. He's not part of us yet.
Our brother, and he looks at Yoji, our brother let us know we would be having guests. Congratulations on your success. I hope that we can extricate what it was you went to find back home. You two.
Indeed.
Stay still. And he looks at Shadrik and Kalimat, and two more of the cult ninja come up behind you. And this is familiar for you. And Kalimat, they do this, but like they don't know you're blind, right? Like you had eyes when you left. And so one of them pulls a bag over your head.
And then I just shrug like, really?
Yeah. Guys, he lost his eyes when we were down there. All right. Just be careful.
So one of the younger like cult members looks at you, Yoji, and he's like, he lost his what?
Yeah. Whoever went down there and scouted didn't tell me that those type of creatures were down there. So that's on you. Not you, but it's on them. Sorry. I misspoke.
And he looks at the like lieutenant, the geisha mask lieutenant, and the lieutenant like rolls his eyes under his mask, and just waves like, just keep the bag on him. Like, I don't know, whatever. This is how it's done. And Shadrik, another one, pulls a sack, a dark bag over your head, and something you can't see. And then you are kind of not roughly, but firmly guided through the woods. For you, Kalimat, it's like no difference, except that now someone is telling you where to go instead of just letting you walk along.
No, you hear this. You hear this under the bag. Yoji.
Yeah, no, Kali, you're going to be fine. All right. It's just the normal stuff here.
Yoji. Take this bag off my head.
It's off your head.
Please take the bag off my head. I'm scared of the dark. Please.
There's no bag
Take the
on.
bag off my
There's no bag on. Oh. Is this a joke?
You hear me chuckle under the bag?
All right. Yeah. Good job.
This bag is scratchy.
It is indeed. So the group of you are led. You're led through the woods, and we get a wide shot of the canopy of the forest. and the cliffs that rise up out of it. There's a faint layer of mist kind of hanging over the tops of the trees, and there is a carved into the mountainside an ancient statue. And at one point, the statue would have been in full body, like very tall, several like 1,000 feet tall, an enormous statue. But instead of being like one of the many temple statues of like a holy saint or a god venerated by the forest people, this is some kind of demonic creature. Its body has been mostly eroded away. There seems to have been an earthquake or something that broke away most of the body, but the face and part of its neck kind of remains. It has a crown of 4 curving horns, a wide open mouth with jagged fangs. It has a set of 3 eyes, open wide, but the eyes are hollow, as is the mouth. And we can see inside a flickering of firelight, and we can see that people live within this structure inside the cliffside, and that this is one of the entrances. And I think we can see people moving around in the mouth as we get closer. And we crossfade in to an entrance room inside. Now, while we're inside the fortress of the cult, imagine it's carved out of raw cliffside, raw rock, raw granite, and there are rooms and hallways, and in every way, it's like being in an underground sort of complex, like being in a bunker. The only places that have windows are the sort of staging room with the big mouth, and then several of the temple rooms above where the eyes are. From within, it's kind of uniformly carved. There aren't any rooms that are like dungeony. So there are stone archways with wooden doors. There are fireplaces that are lit within to keep it warm. There are amenities, right? This place has beds and tables. It is a place where people live and operate. You, for now, only see the entrance room. And I think, Kalimat, you've been here before when you made your deal with Glory, when you made your deal with the cult, but I think you've only seen a few rooms. You saw like a bedroom that you were kind of contained in when you rested here overnight. You've seen the room you're in now, and you saw the chamber you met Glory in. You don't know how any of those 3 things are connected. So the group of you are brought into this chamber. Yoji and Jadara, this is a familiar place. This is the sort of the first room once you leave the tunnels that lead up into this section where you would go. And so there are people always kind of coming and going through here. It's a wide open area. And Kalimat and Shadrick, you have your bags yanked off, and the Yoji, the geisha masked guard, he pulls his hood back and takes the mask off, and underneath there's a handsome young Court of Coins human, a man. He has a scar leading from like the bottom of his lip down under his chin, but is otherwise he still looks like a boy almost. And he smiles at you, Yoji and Jadara, and bows, and he says, "Brother, sister, welcome home."
It's good. It's good to be here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
He turns to Shadrick and Kalimat. He says, "Guests, rooms are being prepared for your rest. Glory will want to speak with you. She will send for you."
Okay.
And he says, he gestures to a door, and he says, "There is a room beyond. The 4 of you may wait there."
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Say thank you, Shadow.
Will we be provided with a way to wash ourselves? I'm foul. I can smell myself, and it is not good. It is not pleasant. Also, I've tried blood in this area.
I think that the ninja like looks at Jadara like, "Is that okay? You're kind of in charge here." So
I think we'll wait till after you've met Glory before we give you such things. We don't have
Very
infinite
well.
resources here.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
It's your nose.
It's fine.
Okay. All right. So you are you're left alone, or they leave anyway. There's always stuff going on. There's a group of scouts who are gathering equipment. You can see them like stringing bows and getting ready to go out. While they're in the fortress, the members that are masked, they wear the mask on the back of their head. And so there's this weird Shadrach. You wherever you look, there are people coming and going, but you always see their face. You either see their regular face, or you see this like strange. They all have these strange personal masks that they carry around, and and you're in like a little staging room, and some people kind of push by to go out into the forest. What's everybody gonna do? You have a few moments before you're sent for.
I think Chandrick's just sitting in his hut, like looking at everybody, trying not to be like imposing at all or whatever. He's just curious, trying to study everything that they're doing and like their movements.
Just kind of staying out of the way.
Yeah, I can make a roll if you think there's anything interesting that I could potentially catch, but because he's trying to like pick apart like what is this culture about? What are they like?
Okay. I mean, you can make a perception check.
I get my role play shows mixed up. I'm like, I'll make a notice roll.
Yeah, make a notice roll with wisdom.
Yep.
It's a DC. Okay. All right. So, so if you just kind of go quiet and observe, this place has the bustle of almost like a military operation, but not one like a guerrilla operation. Not a structured military. There's no saluting or anything. But like these people seem driven. They have things to do. People move about with purpose. There is clearly you've been brought to a place that is in the midst of some kind of larger plan or operation. So and I think unless you like, do you have any questions like what from observing the space? Like, what patterns are you looking for? What kinds of things?
Each one has you said personalized masks. Are any of them like similar or like
the ones that you're
family things or
the ones that you're seeing? They do. They kind of come and go masked, but not everyone. The ones that have these masks seem to be some kind of particular subset or group. I mean, you recognize they're dressed similarly to, but not exactly the same as Yoji. But you can't really figure the significance of it necessarily.
Okay. Are they just like hustling and bustling? I don't see. Do they have any particular equipment that they're walking around with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean everybody's armed. Everybody's armed. When they leave, you see they leave with bows and arrows. Some with swords. Other kind of miscellaneous like subterfuge type gear. So you see somebody loading a bandolier with like smoke bombs. So you see them like tightening up the bandolier. Somebody has like climbing claws that they're like putting on and like testing. And it seems like there's like, a couple of dozen of these guys at least as they head out.
You described it a little bit before, like for the actual camp itself, like how is it actually, I guess, decorated or whatever? Like what's the overall? Is it
not.
just like creepy?
This room seems to be it's got like weapon racks on the wall to store weapons for people coming and going. And there's like doors out of here, but it's a staging room, so it's not. They don't have storage, and there's no decorations, there's no tapestries on the wall, or
it's more just like shabbled together, like put stuff together.
Yeah,
not like a great impressive camp or.
Well, you've only seen one room, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
As we're waiting, I speak up and, Jadar, please be kind in what you tell Glory. All right, you know that I've been gone for some time, so keep that in mind, please.
Don't worry. I have nothing but your best interests at heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
What you want to make? You want to make a deception check on that, or? Because like that sounds like bullshit to me.
Sure.
Even Kalimot smells that bullshit.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yoji, however, more or less believes it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
Jadara, we've been traveling together for a little while now. We've got to know each other. Out of curiosity, since you seem to be the higher up in this organization, do they honor their deals? Or do you, I suppose, since you're a part of that?
Yes. They're very strict about that. They will follow exactly what they agree to, sometimes to your own fault.
Oh, so like an evil genie granting a wish.
They're definitely particular to the terms of a deal. So you will
You
get
seem-
exactly what you asked for, whatever it was.
You seem awfully, I don't know what the right word to use is. Charming? Approachable? I don't know. But the cult itself doesn't seem that way. How did you get mixed up with them?
It's a long, long story, but I'll tell you in time. There's many things
forward
that
to
led to this. Don't worry, we'll get there. And no matter what happens, don't worry. I have your back, Callie. Things may get scary.
She says that a lot.
Don't worry, it's fine.
Well, I choose to believe you, whether you're telling the truth or not, because there's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why all of us are here. Now,
Indeed.
do you know how much time we have before they retrieve us?
Shouldn't be long. Depends on how busy Gloria is. She sometimes has lots of things to deal with, but she'll get here in time.
I'd like to try something.
Please don't.
No, no,
I've heard that before, and it doesn't.
no. If I was going to try something sneaky or clandestine, I definitely wouldn't say it that loud, and I definitely wouldn't say it around you, Yoji.
I
No, I
don't know
want
how to take that.
I want to try something. Our training, if you would, can we set up for a little bit of a sparring? Would you be agreeable to that?
Sure, we have a few minutes. There's a little bit of space in here. What did you have in
Alright.
mind?
I want you to attack me, not to kill me, but make it count if I fail. But I want to see if I can move around it, dodge it, that kind of thing.
Oh, darling, you're not ready. But if you want to,
All right.
we can.
So I get up and am I facing the right way?
Yes.
All right.
Now I'm
And then
going to. I want you to be quiet. And I'm going to come at you from an angle. And I want you to listen, feel, use all of your senses to figure out where I am. And block my blow. Don't just
I
hear, you need to
completely-
feel.
I kind of ignore that and do like a soft strike of the bell inside me
Okay.
and see like if I can see her life force coming towards me.
So yeah, Kalimat, for a moment, you feel the resonance of the bell reach out to that 60-foot radius, and you feel not only the people in the room, and you see them and their soul kind of moving about, but like people in other rooms as well, right? You just penetrate the walls with this sight. And there's a group of scribes working in a nearby room, writing on paper, writing letters. I mean, you can't read it because the paper doesn't have souls. There's somebody who is like tying their boots in another room nearby. Like these things become like evident to you as this thing moves off, and then right in front of you, you see Jadara ready to strike, and and you wanna try to move out of the way.
Yeah, just kind of like sidestep the blow.
Okay, all right, yeah. So I mean, Jadara, you make an attack roll. But not at advantage, just a regular attack roll against Kalimat's regular old AC, as if you're attacking him normally. Okay, and Kalimat's AC is 16, so yeah, Kalimat steps out of the way, and you tag empty air. That worked out perfect. Thank you, Dice.
Impressive, but even luck can sometimes block a blow. Let's see if you can do it again.
All right.
Now, this time, I make the sound of me moving towards him, behind him.
Mm-hmm.
The sound of shuffling coming from behind.
Okay.
With minor illusion.
All right.
So you hear me coming at you from behind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess it depends on how long you wait, right? Do you sound the bell again, Kalimat?
The bell only lasts for one round. Is that correct?
It's gone. Like the sound resounds once and then finishes. So you'd need to use it again. Yeah.
Yes, I will try and use it again because I think I want to get used to this, like how to use it to my advantage for sure. Okay. So I hear the sounds behind me, and I go dung, and like a soft strike inside me, and push out the bell's waves.
Yeah, same thing. And yeah, there's no. So I guess this time, the bell, and I'll let you decide if you get distracted by this or not. But this time, you resound out with the bell, and you see everybody, and they're glowing with their faint sort of like whitish blue, like glow of their souls. And there's somebody standing in the other room that nearly blinds you. So the resounding sound is louder than the one that went out. So this kind of like backwash of their soul's energy like startles you almost. And you see someone who is just like a cloud of luminous energy, and they are definitely, you feel the pressure of their vision on you. So even though they're in another room, they're soul visioning you right back. Like the first bell got their attention, and now they're just like, and you see them through the wall, and you have this kind of vertigo feeling. Maybe, I don't know, make a concentration check or something to see if you get distracted. And then Jadara wails on you.
Concentration is Constitution?
Yeah, it's Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 10.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Kalimat, you're distracted long enough to let Jadara make the attack roll with advantage. So Jadara, go ahead and make that attack. And Jadara is only going to just think that you fell for the trick, right? So yeah, Jadara, the strike lands. It looks to you like your illusion worked, right? Kalimat turns his head as if to listen to the illusion, and then you tap him with your rapier.
Wait, hold. There is someone. Jadara, I have a confession to make. I was not abiding by the rules that we had set. I was using the bell to my advantage to see if I could use it.
You're learning. You are learning.
See if I could use it in a situation, battle situation.
One of the doors opens, and Kalimat, you don't realize it necessarily. You just hear a door open as part of the thing while you're talking to Jadara, and it kind of interrupts you. But Yoji and Shadrick, because you're not in the middle of this focus, you see this person enter the room. Yoji, you recognize them as the page of the family of the cult, and the page is some kind of creature you've never asked or been made clearly not a human. Their name is Spitting in the Eye of Heaven. People call them the Eye of Heaven. Nobody shortens it any further than that. They appear to be a like a young person of indeterminate gender, somewhere in their kind of like early teens. They're wearing a like an ascetic like monk's robes, but not of any or like clear religion. So they have these kind of like saffron robes that allow them a freedom of movement. They have their head shaved. They have a some kind of sacred like sigil on their forehead that's like a brand. Their eyes are pure white, and there is a glowing kind of halo around the back of their head that you can't see if you look at them directly, but in the periphery you can see a flickering. Obviously, calling out, you don't see any of this. And this person, Eye of Heaven, comes into the room, and immediately everybody, all of the like the ninja or whatever, like drop to one knee and like put their head down.
Yeah, I do the same.
When the page arrives. Yeah, you do the same. Okay. Jadara, do you do anything? Like you look over and you see the page.
I do the bows as well.
Okay. All right. Shadrick and Kalimat, when you see this, do you do anything?
I think Shadrach does like kind of like a blink sort of thing, like, and looks around at everyone else like, like,
But this was definitely
Like a little
the
bow.
source of the light, right?
You have no idea.
Oh,
I mean, it's clear to like it would be clear to Ezekiel and to the audience that this is the same person. But when you perceive this happening, right, you hear everybody shuffle, the room suddenly goes quiet. Yeah.
right. I was just saying like via the proximity and the movement. If she was getting, or it was getting closer to me.
No, you didn't have a chance. This person was
Okay,
just
okay.
like they just notice you through the wall. Did you do anything? Everybody else is kind of like head down, like waiting for this person to talk or do anything. And Shadrick's just kind of staring at them.
yeah. Shadrach like is staring and like kind of like bowed once after seeing everybody else do it. He's like, oh, I guess. this
Yeah,
is-
but more like a nod and less like dropping
Yeah,
to one knee, like
less
oh god, like
Shadrach has no idea what this creature is.
Jadara?
Like, how interesting, you know?
Jadara, everything went quiet. What is going on?
Shh. Wait until you're spoken to.
I just stand there
so
and wait.
the page takes a few steps into the room and looks at the four of you. Eyes linger on Shadrick a moment, and then on Kalimat, and they say, "Sister Jadara, brother Yoji, welcome home." And these, our honored guests.
They
What
are
is your name?
guests. Not so much honored
Yeah.
yet.
And they put up a hand like I'm not talking to you, Jadara, and look at Shadrick and say, "What is your name, gnome?"
Me? Oh, I'm Shadrick. That's what I go by.
I have not seen one of your kind in some time. How is your valley?
Doing well. Perhaps too well.
Yes, prosperity is a curse of its own, I think. A wisdom hard earned. Welcome to our home. Thank you for your assistance. You have aided my brother and my sister. And for this, I am certain you will be rewarded.
You're
Kalimat.
welcome. Oh, sorry.
Welcome back. See ya. Kalimat, you are welcome in this hall as well. I am sorry to see what has befallen you.
Don't be.
Life is a long series of complications. I hope that you can recover from this one as well as you have so far.
I appreciate your sentiments, and I look forward to the challenges this lays out before me. But have no fear, or I have no fear. I'm being guided.
Brother Yoji, the forest scouts tell me that the gnome bears the item that we seek. Is this true?
No, that I was incorrect. The Dragonborn has it.
You were mistaken?
I was, yes.
But how could that be?
I wasn't sure the scouts would let the gnome in unless I lied to him. So
So you feared for this stranger's life and found it worth lying to your brothers and sisters.
yeah, we Jadara can attest. We wouldn't have made it out of the cave without him. So it's important that at least I made sure he was here. Yes.
So you owe this creature your life?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting. Chadrick, my brother has given you a great gift. Be careful how you use it. Jadara, glory will see you now.
I bow. Thank you.
Please, guests, this way. Our mother awaits. And yeah, and the page leads you into the fortress. So I don't know. Maybe we take our break here, and we do the meeting with. We'll start with the meeting with Glory when we come back.
Yeah, that works.
Sounds good.
Sounds
All right,
good indeed.
let's do that.
We're gonna take our 2-hour break here, or our break after 2 hours. So then we'll come back.
It's a straight.
back
Listen,
in
we have
2
a new
hours,
idea
guys.
for the show. Here's what we do for the rest of the. We're just going to do 2 hours on, 2 hours
God.
off forever. Just
Yeah.
every 2 hours, 2 hours of role playing content. That's how it's the Leonardo da Vinci method, and in like 2 or 3 weeks, we'll all have gone completely insane. So
Yeah,
stick
it'll be good.
around. Here we go. 2 hour break. We'll see you in 2 hours.
We will see you in 2 hours, aka about 5 or 6 minutes right after this. Don't go anywhere. More Court of Swords coming up right after this. We'll see you then.